Girl, it's me, Elon Musk. I have so much to tell you. I'm about to talk that talk. Okay, so Elon, right? He just has perplexed me these days because I'm like, girl, you came onto the scene as genius in electric energy and we're about to mama, climate change realness, you know what I mean? So I had to go back and look at his family lore. It's tea. Let's start with the maternal side. His mom's name is May, but we're gonna talk about her dad, Josh. So May's dad, Joshua, right? Canadian, okay? From Canada. And that's where May and them were from too. He later moved them to South Africa, right? Him was a chiropractor. And his mom was a chiropractor too. Joshua's mom, so Elon's great-grandmother, was a chiropractor. So that bitch was, literally it says she was the first chiropractor in Canada, allegedly. Maybe the first female chiropractor, I don't fucking know. Because her husband got diabetes, so she wanted to crack the diabetes out of him. He died. But then her son, Joshua, Elon's grandfather, became a chiropractor. Then he had a brief stint in the rodeo, but he also loved flying planes. So Grandpa Josh also had a brief moment in Canadian politics. But then Grandpa Josh had a quick stint in the Canadian political scene, but then he was like, honestly, it's too soft around here in Canada. So he went to South Africa because he liked their apartheid style of government, and he says that it was a good white Christian civilization. So then he and his children and Ting all moved to South Africa. Also, I don't know if this was in Canada or in South Af at the time. Somebody told him, Grandpa Josh, that there was what is it called? The ancient city of Kalahari, in some desert. And so then Grandpa made everybody for a month out of the year go and fucking live in the wilderness and try and find this fucking ancient city. It didn't exist, mama. Anywho, one day when Grandpa Josh was teaching somebody how to fly a plane, they didn't know how to fly the plane and it crashed, and that's how Grandpa Joshua died. Elon was about 3. Now let's talk about Errol Musk, Elon's dad, who married May Musk. Hang on, pause real quick. So Elon has never gotten a medical diagnosis of autism or anything, but he has kind of self-diagnosed. He has self-diagnosed. He says he has Asperger's. And I have no credentials, but I will say all signs are pointing to the spectrum. He didn't do well in classes like religious studies, but he was stupid good at math and science. Didn't do well in things like religious studies because he needed shit with an answer. You know what I mean? Something he could solve. So that's why he was very interested in space, because it's there it goes right there, but there's so much there's so many questions about it. Anywho, but learned coding, learned how to build computers. Mama, you gotta think this is he's 50, so this is early. Learn how to assemble, disassemble a computer, assemble, disassemble all kind of shit in a car, coding, all kind of thing like that, the really hands-on stuff. His father, Errol, was also in engineering and thing like that, and Errol is a real fucking prick, and I think he was extremely shitty, especially to Elon, because he knew that Elon was better than he'd ever fucking be. Just saying. Elon got bullied really bad in school. One time somebody beat him so bad in front of his brother Kimball, beat him so bad that he had to spend a week in the hospital. The kid ended up going to a youth prison, but Errol told him he deserved that shit. And after he got out of the hospital for a week, Errol, screamed at him and was like, you deserved it. You're a fucking embarrassment. Yeah. Just the worst. He also went to what I can only assume is a wilderness school when he was 12 and 15. It's called Veld School in South Africa. I don't know. If anybody has any information on that, please let us know. Also, one time he was running down the driveway and his family had German shepherds to protect the yard, and he was 6 and he was running and the dog bit him, and it was his favorite dog though. So when they were going to do first aid to his wound, Elon was like, no, don't touch me, don't touch me. You have to promise me you're not going to hurt the dog. You have to promise me you're not going to do anything to the dog. Like, don't do shit. It wasn't, like, it's not the dog's fault. And they were like, we promise, we promise. They fucking killed the dog. Why would you do that? Now, you know all this thing that we always hear about Elon comes from emerald money? Here's what happened. Errol also liked to fly, just like Grandpa Josh, except that was his maternal grandma. This is Errol, his dad. Errol also liked to fly, and so him had a plane. Sorry, I'm looking at my whiteboard. And Errol was in Zambia one time where a Panamanian entrepreneur offered to buy the plane, and he was like, I'm not going to give you any cash. What I'll give you is a percentage of the shit that we get out of my damn emerald mines. And the emerald mines were not, like, registered, because, quote from Errol, if you registered the mines, you wouldn't have anything because the blacks would take everything, end quote. So all of the emeralds that he got, this was all under the table, all illegal as fuck. His main thing was being an engineer. This was like his little fucking side hustle. Like, bitch, to say that Elon comes from emerald money, like, yeah, kind of, but he has a piece of shit father that was doing crime, bitch. Meanwhile, because, okay, so all the information that I'm getting is from, somebody wrote a book on him, and I was like, I just need to know more. So, hello. And the man who wrote the book said when he called Errol to, like, you know, interview him and stuff for the books, he said, bitch, it started with he says bitch while he was writing. It started with a 3-hour-long phone call, and then for the next couple of years while he was writing the book, Errol would just call him for hours and hours and text him and call him and text him and call him. And Elon's like, yeah, sorry about that. My dad's a full of shit piece of shit. He's a woat. He's the worst of all time. He's Jekyll and Hyde, dead ass. And Elon's 2 siblings, who are full blood siblings, were like, yeah, he was the worst. So Elon had a son, and the son died of SIDS, baby. So all kind of time has passed. Sorry, I have so much to tell you. But all kind of time has passed. Elon has already left South Africa. He's gone to college, and he's started multiple businesses and is rich as fuck at this point. But his first, I don't know if it was his first son, but his son died of sudden infant death syndrome. This was he was estranged from his father. His daddy was remarried and everything to a woman. The lady had 2 or 3 kids from a previous marriage or situation. So Elon was like, liking the, like, cool, well, you and your wife and your kids and things, like, you guys come, you know, I'm having a son, like, come to LA or whatever from South Africa. So at their fucking layover in North Carolina, of all places, Errol and his new replacement family and shit, they get the call that's Elon's brother saying, hey, listen, the baby, like, it's a tragedy, the baby just died, like, please don't fucking come, like, he's not in a good space. And Errol was like, fuck that shit, we're coming anyway. And the first thing that Errol says about it is like, wow, all I know is, like, the penthouse was really big. Your grandson just fucking died from your estranged son. What the fuck is that about? Then once his dad is there, he's like, okay, you all stay and everything, like, I'll get you a house, da-da-da-da. Years pass and ting. Well, I don't know how much time passes, but some time passes. And Elon, I had just read all kind of chapters about how he didn't know how to read social cues and shit as a youth. Elon noticed that his dad, he felt, was being inappropriate with the stepdaughter. So Elon's stepsister, who was 15 years old. He had stepped in as her stepfather when she was 4. He was with her mother for 18 years. In 2022, Errol and his stepdaughter had a child together. Elon Musk's dad is the absolute worst, and Elon talks unfavorably about him, and Errol still has the fucking nerve to be like, my son ain't shit. But then once he started seeing that his son is better than he'll ever be, he's like, I love my son. Fuck you, Elon Musk. Elon, don't be an evil genius, be a good genius. Please. Like, turn back. Like, is this already an arc? Have you already written the plot? And you know what I'm saying? You come back to the good side?